What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade, basketball analysis, listening to analysis, coming to you with analysis, and holding it down for AnalysisPlayground.com at the same time, all in the same moment, time, in presence. I'm here for you with that analysis on the Utah Jazz, the number one seeded Utah Jazz going down to the Quileless Clippers 2 games in a row. And Paul George made some tough buckets down in the fourth quarter. Terrence Mann had the best performance of his entire career when it mattered the most, which was on a game where you can eliminate and get a chance to go to the Western Conference Finals and keep your season going on. And Patrick Beverly with the dagger threes when Utah had hope, when Utah felt like they can still win it. Patrick Beverly, out of all people, hit the 2 threes right in their face. Nicholas Batum hit the big three that was allowing them to get the lead. Morris was huge with his shot making ability. Reggie Jackson was amazing. People thought I was crazy for riding with Reggie Jackson. I ain't regretting it because I'm riding with him still. And at the end of the day, he proved why I did it because he really do this hooping thing. And he getting paid to get picked up by the Clippers, and it was a genius decision. Um, and now we really loving what we seeing with them. You also got to give credit to the Jazz, getting off to a hot start. Jordan Clarkson, just like in the last game, was putting on a show, hitting deep threes, contested shots all over the court. Really was trying to come hard at the Clippers and letting them know we're not going home without a fight. This is our season. This is our moment. This is our time. And if you want it, you got to take it. You got to beat us the right way. And the Clippers did it. This is probably the best way you can win is having adversity, having doubt. This really shows what you made of. This really shows what you about as a team, as a coach, as an organization, especially when you're at home on your court getting smacked by almost 30 and you continue to grind, continue to go, even when it looks like it's over, even when it looks like the Jazz couldn't miss a shot, and it looked like they wasn't gonna miss because they was doing it for 3 straight quarters. But the Clippers stayed steady and they kept going at them, whether it was from the three, from mid range to the paint, hitting free throws, and just continue to trust the process and grind like crazy. And it worked because they was able to keep their hot start going and they finished. It's not how you always start, it's how you finish. And the Clippers got hot at the right time. They played defense at the right time, and they continued to execute the game plan that was implemented, and they got it done. This is a team effort. This isn't a Terrence Mann effort. This is a team effort on both ends of the court. Anytime you light up one of the best defensive teams in the league with the defensive player of the year and you close them out with 130 plus points, that just shows you how great of a team you are, and it just shows you how resilient and how feisty, but how great this Clipper team is when they're playing the basketball the right way and they're firing on all cylinders. This is a tough team to match up against, especially when they go small, as we continue to see. They got a lot of guys that can cover space. They got a lot of guys that's rangy, long, and mobile. And they got a lot of guys that can handle the ball, play on and off the ball, catch and shoot. And they just a tough team to defend, especially when they can go so deep in a rotation and rely on these guys, whether it's a Rondo, whether it's Batum, whether it's a man, whether even if it's Reggie Jackson. You really don't know who's going to kill you with this Clippers team because they have so many people that can do it. And we done seen it all the way through their playoff run, and we done seen it again tonight. And that's just a credit to being ready. That's a credit to being a hooper, and that's just a credit to their first appearance in the Western Conference Finals. This is a hell of a way to get in the conference finals, and this is a way to show your fans we for real this year. We serious, and we really about our business, and they handled their business and got the job done. I got respect for this team, and I like what they was about. I did think Utah was going to win it. I did think they was a better team coming into this series, But this Clipper team, you really just don't know. You really just don't know. And these last two series, they showed what they was really made of, and I gotta give them credit. This team is absolutely different than the one last year. But Donovan Mitchell did all he could. He really did, to go for 30 basically every single game or more and still come up short and not even force a game seven is just an unfortunate thing to see. Mike Conley had some big moments, but ultimately wasn't enough. The role players like Bogdanovich and O'Neal and Joe Ingles, made big plays and big shots, but still wasn't enough. It just shows you how tough it is to beat this Clippers team. It really does. And honestly and truthfully, they're going to be a tough out. Whoever beats them, or if they can be beat. But this Clipper team is amazing to watch. I watched the whole game, even when it was a blowout, and I'm glad that I did because this was an epic, chaotic shootout, and it was fun to watch, and it was intense, and it was everything that you want to see in a basketball game, and it was amazing. Philly and the Hawks. This was another battle. Philly looked like they might be going home early in the first half. It seemed like Trae Young had that killer in him, hitting threes, making plays, coming at him full throttle no matter who was guarding him. Bogdanovich was making shots. Then he went out, which was a huge hindrance to their offense. And it looked like the Hawks was ready to put him out. But Philly kept climbing back in. Seth Curry has been absolutely amazing for them, hitting mid range, hitting layups, making free throws, hitting threes, giving them spacing, bailing them out. And even when he was making the tough ones, I was like, man, Seth Curry is special. Tobias Harris didn't have the game that we thought he should and needed to have. Ben Simmons still was missing his free throws, but defensively, they communicated better. They played a lot better, and the Hawks missed a lot of shots. And Sixers took advantage of that. And like I said, when this Hawks team is firing on all cylinders, they're a tough team to beat. But if they're not making the plays and they're not taking great shots consistently, they can beat themselves. And we seen that tonight, turning the ball over, jacking up shots, forcing up shots, trying to do a lot of heat checks. And it's all good when it's going in, but it's painful because they lost this game when it's not. And the Sixers also slowed it down. They ran when they had to run, and they slowed it down when they had to and got good shots. Joel Embiid missed some good ones, and he was also able to still be dominant for the most part, especially playing on a bad knee. I also like what I seen out of Korkmaz. I feel like he made some big shots, especially when they was making a run to take the lead, and he hit that three. He has been huge for them in this series, especially because they don't have Danny Green, and now they have forced the game seven, and they have put the Hawks on the brink of elimination, and the Hawks are really going to have to find a way to go at this Philly team consistently, so they don't have to worry about being in these cooker pressure burners, because it's really tough on them. Every single game is coming down to the last couple plays, the last couple shots. And Philly got to learn, when you have them up, put them away. Stop letting them come back. Stop letting them get on a hot streak. Stop letting them have confidence against you. You're supposed to get up and you're supposed to crush them. You don't give them life. You don't give them a second win. You don't give them hope. And if you take away that hope, and you lock down and clamp down like you showed that you can do in this series, you should be able to win Game 7. This was supposed to be the number one seeded Philly putting home the young Hawks. And the Hawks still have a chance to win this series. And we're going to see who really is the better team. And it's only one game. That's the sad part now. Both of these teams are in a win or go home situation, and whoever plays the best fourth quarter is going to be the team in the Eastern Conference Finals. That's what it's all about. Getting hot, staying consistent, trusting what works, and making adjustments on the fly, but also playing your best basketball when it's ugly, playing your best basketball as a team, and just trusting and believing that you guys can, hold down the fort. The only reason why I say that because Philly has been able to contain them for stretches, and they have been able to build leads. If they can build a lead at home, because they will be at home because they're #1 seed, they have to put them away because this Hawks team, once they see one or two go in, they off and running. And if they off and running, they can win this series. They put themselves in this position. Same with Philly, and it's winner takes all. It's unfortunate for both teams, but this is what happens. Only one team can advance. Only one team can win. And now we gonna see who really is the better team. Both team has injuries to key players. Both teams really have to dig down deep and trust their all-stars and their supporting cast more than they ever have. And it's gonna be who shoots the threes better, who defends better, but also who mixes it up enough. You gotta have the threes. You have to be able to make your floaters. You gotta be able to make your free throws, and you gotta believe in your others being able to make shots, whether it's on either end of the court, and living with the result. The Hawks don't have the defenders. The Hawks do have streaky scoring, but they one hot run away from being in the conference finals, and that was something that we never would have thought, never would have believed, but they still have a chance to go. In Philly, they have shown that they can be dominant. They have shown that they are the better team in this series. Now they have to be that for one more game, and that should be enough for them to go to the conference finals for the first time with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid as their pillars in their franchise so far. So we'll see if they can get over the hump. We'll see if Tobias Harris actually shows up and play like he played against the Wizards. They are bigger than the Wizards are, so he can't really take advantage of the post and scoring like he did before. But they're going to need him to be that $100 million man that he was paid. Same with Embiid, same with Simmons. It's time for y'all to lock in. It's time for y'all to be focused, especially because y'all at home. And it's time to handle y'all business and knock out this Hawks team. And if you're the Hawks, get up and down, play with pace, play with flow. Trae Young got to be efficient. He got to be picking the defense apart. And he has to continue to make his teammates believe and making them better. And he has done that regardless if he wins or loses this series. He really can be a huge piece on the championship team. Now it's just about making his next step and killing the #1 in the favorite Sixers at home. It can be done. You done beat them at home before. You done came back and showed that you can compete with them. That's why it's 3-3. Now it's just time to get it done. Let me know what you guys think. Will Philly win the series? How y'all feel about the Clippers? Who's going to win, Clippers or Phoenix? And let me know. It's Philly in 7, Hawks in 7. Is Philly really the better team? Is Hawks the better team? And why you think that either team will win in a pivotal Game 7? Other than that, Quinn Wade, Basketball Analysis, I'm gone. And I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Quinn Wade. Peace. Enjoy your weekend.